A lot of people think, wow, your parents must be really good at property or really good at business and everything else like that.
Your parents are really rich. We're going to be talking about the man himself, George Markoski.
Thank you.
And I'm going to be interviewing
Christina's
him.
going to be interviewing me, so this should be a bit of fun.
And asking George about his journey around property, I guess, and business, and what sort of led him to his ultimate success in real estate.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So should we take it from the beginning, I guess?
Look, let's
how
start.
did you actually get into property?
Okay, good question. And I think property is one of those aspirational things that lots of Australians want to do anyway.
Everyone wants to own a home.
The thing is, I'm going to go back one step further. Even before then,
Oh, we're going way back.
we're going way back, and see, a lot of people, when they hear that I've been successful in business and property, I became a self-made millionaire by 30, and I retired at 37 with 10 properties, 180,000 a year.
Talk about goals.
And a lot of people think, wow, your parents must be really good at property or really good at business and everything else like that.
Your parents are really rich.
Yeah, and no, that's the fact of it is, I wasn't born with a silver spoon in my mouth. Actually, my parents, I came from a family that struggled to make ends meet.
You had to actually make the spoon to be able to eat dinner.
Yeah, so my parents, they emigrated from Macedonia, and so I actually didn't even understand English when I went to school.
Wow. That must have been so tough.
Well, I got into a lot of fights because of the communication barrier. You know what I mean?
Right. How old were you when you came over here?
I was born in Australia.
Oh, sorry.
But I was born here. I'm an Australian citizen.
You made it sound like you came from
my parents
That's
emigrated.
why I speak.
But my parents emigrated from Macedonia for political reasons. So my father, Macedonia was part of Yugoslavia. He wanted freedom from Macedonia, and they put him in jail. So he escaped and actually came to Australia. Interesting story in its own. But we're not going to go there today. But so he was a miner in Kalgoorlie, gold miner.
Right.
Right, and he wrote a letter to my mum and said, look, let's come to Australia, let's get married. Now, in those days, letters went across, you didn't write a letter and send it by airplane, it was too expensive, so letters took ages to get there. And imagine this, he wrote a letter and said, I'll meet you in 12 months on this date. And then she had to get all affairs in line, right, and her mother died when she was young, in her bed when she was in her 20s, next to her.
Wow.
And then she packed everything up and went to Italy and then caught a ship and got off the ship, and there he was waiting for her. Like, talk about, in these days, you ring someone up and say, meet me in half an hour, and they can't make it on time. But imagine 12 months.
You had to be reliable. None of this saying you're going to go to something and then not rocking up.
Exactly.
Because there was no mobiles.
No mobiles, no nothing.
No internet, no nothing.
And I think being true to your word is very important and shows your true character. Right. Because at the time when you make a commitment to someone, say, oh yeah, I'll meet you Saturday night at 7:30, and then it's 5:30 Saturday and you're tired and you can't be bothered. Your true character comes out when you do it anyway because you're committed.